So we're back now for not the last day we'll be previewing on the Tuesday, I almost said that. It's the Mares Hurdle. So I touched on the entries that are coming out. These entries close on the 12th of January. So by the time this is out, by the time you're watching it, we may not still have the entries, but we know who's going to probably be going there. We mentioned a couple of these or a few of these in the last one we did in the Champion Hurdle bit. I'm a bit scrambled on this one, to be honest, because I've got a vested interest in one of the horses going somewhere else. But as much as I'm going to say that I obviously wanted to go there and I think she'll go and win that, if we literally look at Honeysuckle, Concertista and Benny Juju lining up in this, I would still want to back Benny Juju of that trio. The fact that she's 8-1 you can get now, I just like, even if all three of them were the same price, probably call me balmy, but I think Benny Juju is much better mare than the other two. I'm still hoping she goes to the Mare's Chase. So for me, as much as I feel like she could go Mare's Chase, Honeysuckle might end up being value. The fact is, I can't back Honeysuckle anti-post thinking she's value, because if Benny comes here, I think Benny beats her. So I'm stuck there, guys. That's as far as I can go with it. Benny Juju, I think, would win the Mare's Hurdle if she comes here. I hope she doesn't come here. If she didn't come in, it was a match between the other two, Concertista and Honeysuckle, then I think Honeysuckle is better than Concertista because she's proven, isn't she? But who knows? Daryl, you love the mares. Get them out for us.
I think there's a bit of a flying Yorkman here, but I say that I'm not sure where she's going because I've heard she's been jumping fences at home. So Dame the Company is a horse I like. If you go back to the Coral Cup last year that she won, her final circuit time, right, was faster than Envoy Allen, and she was faster from 3 out to the finish than Envoy Allen. And she is just improving with every single run. And I just think she loves Cheltenham. She's done the time figures that make her look very useful. You've got Benny Juju that's approaching 10 now. Maybe didn't run with the same zest last year behind Honeysuckle. And I just think she's got a bit of a turn of foot that Honeysuckle lacks. You would have thought that Honeysuckle would be shorter than 3-1 for this race. That reappearance run for me was just a bit underwhelming, beating Ronald Pump, hanging on by half a length to Ronald Pump. I just don't know if she's still improving, and I think her winning run's going to come to an end at some point. I just don't know how much more there is to come from her. And I think stepping her up in trip to 3 miles, like I mentioned earlier when we talked about Champion Hurdle, I think stepping her up in trip to 3 miles would see her probably improve further because I think she's got one gear. So I would be looking to take these on at the head of the market. And I think if Dame the Company came in here, I think she'd be a fair shout at a double figure price. Like I say, though, the worry is that I think reports are that she's jumping fences, so she may well go to the Mare's Chase. And if that's the case, I would like to see her jump a fence in public, and then I would like to follow her through to that. But that's sort of. I don't really like this division. I don't think it's got that much depth, and I think a lot of these beat each other time and time again. And the fact that Benny Juju is 8-1 is a bit concerning for this race. I know we don't see her very often, but you know, like the last few years, she's been 3-1 Fav, the biggest for this every single anti-post year. The fact that she's 8-1, I just wonder what she's showing at home now at 10. And I don't know. I just think I think this is more open than the top 3 in the market, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think the dangled carrot with Benny is that Mare's Chase bit in it. She was a massive price for that. Like where she's going to go. Like I think she's definitely going to come to the festival, like Touchwood, all that sort of stuff. I just think she's too big a price. It's good that you've mentioned that as well, though, because I've mentioned 3 Irish horses. Now, it isn't going to happen, but suppose it was only the British runners that were coming here. You've knocked one in there at 12-1. If they do decide to actually run her, you're talking about horses going to be short. Roxana's the other British one, isn't she? She's obviously picked up the pieces and won before there. Matt, how do you see it? You love the ladies just almost as much as Daryl.
I think Nick Henson did say Dame the Company is going chasing Daryl. I'm pretty sure in the Unibet blog, but yeah. I'm almost convinced now that Benny goes for the Mare's Chase. She no way should be 8-1 if she wasn't. I'm convinced, and I'm more and more convinced that Honeysuckle, she's got to win. She's got to win the Irish Champion Hurdle. If she wins the Irish Champion Hurdle, she'll go Champion Hurdle, I think, and that leaves Concertista. Back Honeysuckle to win the Irish Champion Hurdle and a double with Concertista for this. Job's a good one.
Very tempting. The thing, you're the same as me, mate. We were talking about Benny in the summer, so you've obviously got some wedge on. Are you at any point tempted, the fact that she's 8-1, to think, like have a bit of a saver on? Because obviously we'd lose our anti-post if you didn't go Mare's Chase and we couldn't get the cash out. Is that price too big for you to be thinking about, like, especially this time of year, some sort of concession bet for yourself? Just think, do you know what? I could have a score on that or some sort of stake saver to cover the other ones. Because if she does come in, she ain't 8-1, is she?
No, I haven't done yet, but yeah, especially now you've mentioned it, I am tempted. But I'm just convinced, Dave, she goes Mare's Chase now.
I hope so.
I do. I hope she does. They've got
Jamie.
Sorry, no.
Oh, no, go on, Matt. You finish.
No, just the Constantista hasn't blown me away, but she's done enough to make me think that they're happy to send Benny to the Mare's Chase as well. That's the other thing. Yeah.
What a dream result that's going to be. We're going to be absolutely amazing. I don't need to do any of these more stupid shows of you guys when Benny wins that. I'm out of it. Jamie, what do you think wins it?
Willie Mullins is a creature of habit, right? And the way I look at it is that, do you really think Benny DeJoe will run first time out over fences at the Cheltenham Festival when it hasn't run in a chase competitively in 2 or 3 years?
No, she'd have been first, wouldn't she, I think?
I'm putting a damn fucking squid in it, but I can't see Willie Mullins doing that. I really don't. And I hope I agree totally, because I'm on at a good price too for the Mare's Chase. I hope she runs in the Mare's Chase because she'll win the Mare's Chase. But I'm on Concertista at a good price. I like Concertista. I think Concertista has plenty of gears. I like to see Concertista in the Champion Hurdle too. But look, I think now it's the mares. I think she's a lot of gears. Like, if you think Honeysuckle's 1 gear and 1 gear only, I think Concertista might have more gears in her. And I backed her. I'll be delighted. I tell you now, I'll scream right all around the place if Honeysuckle ends up in the Champion Hurdle and Benny DeJoe ends up in the Mare's Chase, because I'm quids in because if Concertista gets beat, then I give up fucking backing horses.
So I think it's probably fair to say then that it's not a race that any of us get too excited about. However, this year, because of the implications of the Mare's Chase, has made things interesting, and the way the Champion Hurdle picture spun out, because I don't think none of us were thinking Honeysuckle Champion Hurdle before Christmas flopped a bit. So that's thrown a slight spanner in the works. But I guess the general vibe I'm getting is that probably even now Concertista might be the one to back.
I'll put it this way to you, Dave. I'll be backing Benny DeJoe if it runs in the race, though. I'll back Benny DeJoe if it runs in the Mare's, because that is one of them. I'm like, do you ever see Robbie Power on him, Willie Mullins' horse after that race? Do you? No, and you never will either, because I thought he was going to kill. You were there. I thought if you saw it, I'd say he wanted to kill Robbie Power when he did on Stormy Ireland. So
is that why Robbie moved over to England?
I'd say so. Yeah, ran away from Willie Mullins. He was going to end up in the field in Carlow, buried with his 2 legs in the pot.
I do think though, like, because we've mentioned a bit bigger prices. Look, you can obviously play it however you want, can't you? You can risk the cash out. Like Jamie said, I don't think Willie Mullins is going to say over fences. You'll need to have an entry. If all of a sudden we see Benny DeJoe gets an entry in a chase, things get exciting, don't they? If we see her with an entry in a hurdle race, things get a little less exciting. I just reckon there's potentially an opportunity, because, like, I think she's too big a prize. You get 7s cash out with Betfair, Paddy Power, Bet365. I just think those that are probably backed her at bigger prices for this Mare's Chase, it wouldn't be the stupidest thing to do to back her with a cash out for the Mare's Hurdle. If you do it with Betfair, Paddy Power, you get 100%. And then if we see what's going on with an entry or anything like that, you've potentially got the chance to squeeze your way out, because she's way, way too big a price. But I reckon we can leave it there, guys, G?
Yeah, mate.
Or do we need to mention Roxana a tiny bit more? She has won it before and she's running well this season, isn't she?
Well, I think she's improved for the step up to 3 miles this season, personally. And I think that's where her future should lie, just because the fact that she's been touched off by lots of Time Hill and Paisley Park doesn't mean there's not races to be won with her over 3 miles. I think dropping back and trip is a negative move, personally, for me.
Perfect.
She won't run.
Yeah, I don't think she will either. And it's just...
She goes for the 3 miler entry.
Yeah.
And I agree with that as well. And I just wanted to mention it because when we're looking through the market and people are already starting to think if the Irish don't come over, like, I mean, stop thinking about it, but Roxana, when you look at the market, is going in there around about the same sort of price as Benny with Bet365 that have skinnied it up. So I wouldn't, for people that are semi-tempted to back a previous winner of a Mare's Hurdle thinking that she's going to go here, I think it's worth mentioning that she probably isn't. She should be going to stay, shouldn't she? And that is a wrap for the Mare's Hurdle.